Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all fandoms, welcome to the Ferret and Raccoon podcast, episode 15. I am Ace.
And I'm the Angry Raccoon.
And I'm currently planning my journey to America so I can find Tourette's. We're going to have some words.
Yeah, so for anyone who hasn't listened, earlier last week I recorded a Comic-Con special. It was just kind of a last minute kind of thing I did with Tourette's, who was on part 1 of the E3 special, and Larry, who was on the second part. And for anyone who listened, opinions were shared.
See, in a few weeks you'll probably see a new video on Worldstar Hip Hop of me taking Tourette's down.
Oh, what is Worldstar Hip Hop, man? We need to get a partnership with them.
Of course.
Something like that.
They're going to endorse us someday.
Yes, they are. So that was one thing which I did this week. Other than that, there wasn't too much that was done with me. But did you do anything of any note this week, Ace?
Besides, it's really been friends, a little bit of partying, and then basically looking for a job, because I have to be an adult.
Pretty much my position, except for the whole partying thing. I've been trying to avoid leaving the house, especially when it's so sunny.
Living the emo life.
The emo life.
Yeah.
Well, not to say I'm not allergic to the sunlight. I can go outside. I just rather not, because the heat is just too annoying for me.
It's getting to. It's been really hot, and then it's going crazy rain, and then the in between of just annoying humidity
with occasional showers.
Yeah.
Which is a bit annoying, but I mean, other than that, we are all good. I mean, we've got other upcoming projects now, since we've got a lot more free time. I have at least 2 planned and another planned video about a certain something we'll talk about towards the end of the podcast. But let's get into some news. And at the moment, unfortunately, we have to start off with some very important but sad news at the same time. And that was on July the 11th, the American president and CEO of Nintendo of America, Satoru Iwata, passed away, unfortunately, at age 55, due to health issues with cancer.
Which, this has been a big blow to the gaming community and everyone, his friends and family. Friends,
family, and the industry as well.
Yeah. He's helped and created some of the most well-known Nintendo games and franchises, including Earthbound, Pokemon, Kirby,
Super Smash Bros.
Super Smash Bros.
He was mainly a big contributor to the team. Was it PAL? Was it?
I believe so. Yes.
PAL, yes, who worked on many of those games, and he was. I recently found that he was somewhat uncredited under the creation of Kirby's first game.
Yeah.
Which you can owe him to that, but he's always been there, and he's always been, to some extent, a highlight of any press conference from Nintendo, because he was really a CEO and president who kind of put himself out there. I mean,
a lot of videos he was joking about playing, doing the whole Lear of Luigi thing.
Yeah. I mean, he was a great guy, and I don't think there is going to be anyone who's going to top him, simply for the fact that you just don't really get people of that position and power who would really just, like I said, put themselves out there and kind of be this. I mean, he wasn't necessarily making fun of himself, but at the same time, he was putting himself out there as this person. And I mean, and
don't forget, when the Nintendo was having to do cuts, he actually took it out of his own paycheck instead of his employees.
Yeah. He took a paycheck because he was he'd rather do that. I know, what is it? I know there was a recent quote. I can't exactly remember the quote of it because I only just heard about it the other day. And that was when one of his shareholders asked, well, if we're losing money, why haven't you started firing people? Which I was being a massive dick. And I know he basically said, if I start doing this, then people are going to lose faith in themselves and in the company, and we can't exactly strive to be better if people are constantly worried about losing their job. If we keep everyone here, basically, we'll hopefully work through it.
It's inspiring words, and he was a very, very inspiring man.
Yes, I mean, he was a very inspiring man, and I think this is a massive loss. I mean, our thoughts and love go out to his friends and family, and I mean, there's no lack of love and support out there for him in general. It's a real shame. I think he unfortunately died way too young.
He really did.
So I mean, we got a quote from like Shigeru Miyamoto, who said a statement after his passing, which was, "I am surprised at this sudden news and overcome with sadness," which is pretty sad. And also, I know the European president also said that it is difficult to put into words towards the sadness we feel at this time. Mr. Otto was a strong leader, a unique figure, and in the gaming industry, and an important part of Nintendo's history. He was a visionary, and in every sense of the way, and we will miss him dearly. Which I think he put it best there. I think that sums up everything we remember the guy for. And I mean, this is still going to be the title of the podcast, despite what everything else is going to happen. Yeah. Good, bad, funny jokes, whatever. I think I'll just end it by saying true legend.
Completely. He's an inspiration, and he'll be immortalized forever.
Exactly. Which is good. So we just wanted to address that, soon as it is some of the biggest unfortunate news we received over the last 2 weeks. But yeah. But we'll move on to another story, almost in time length wise, and that was mainly talking about July the 13th.
Yeah.
Other than it being the day that Gravity Falls and Steven Universe returned after its hiatus, it was also the day that Scott Kaufman, the curator of the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise, decided to drop the trailer for the 4th installment, which is, I think, entitled the final chapter. Yes.
Going classic, like Friday 13th there, with the 4th film being final chapter. Nice reference, in my opinion.
Let's actually hope that it actually is the 4th and final game. Not that I want the series to just die or whatever, but like...
Well, if it gets to an 8th one, we could call it Freddy in Manhattan.
Yeah, we could call it that. It's based in Manhattan.
Exactly.
But the trailer dropped on that same day, and the internet, fans and the internet was set ablaze with the fact that it exists. I mean, just looking at the trailer at the time, it looked really different to some extent. The fact that it was based in a house and you were, I don't know, actively fighting off these animatronics or nightmares or whatever they're supposed to be.
And your character actually moving instead of just sitting there was
a nice touch.
A major difference.
Because it added a little bit more of suspense, and and then eventually, somewhat unsurprisingly, the game was released.
Yeah.
You know, just at the current time of this upload and recording, just a few days ago.
Which, considering Scott Cawthon, it really isn't much of a surprise, because he's done this all this time. Like Five Nights at Freddy's 2. He release that when the demo was supposed to come out? Or was that the third one?
Literally a couple hours ago. Yeah. I think his thought process must have been, oh, fuck it. Yeah. Because, a demo is just a little segment of a finished game.
Yeah. And then he did a similar thing for the third one where it came out early, and this one I honestly didn't think it was going to wait until October.
I thought it was going to come out at least next month. I thought it was going to come out late next month, because it made sense with it actually being the, I think it was August 8th, which was the original release of the first game.
Oh, yeah.
So I thought, because I know there was, I know a couple of YouTubers got emailed by him supposedly and was like, oh, I'm going to release it maybe 8th because I'm almost going to be done, and it's to commemorate a year, and it still does commemorate a year of this game. Rather than having a bunch of shit sequels like the Paranormal Activities films, I'd much rather celebrate 1 year of at least a pretty cool concept to a game.
Yeah.
But the game did release, and I think we did have a look at it. We can't quite figure out what's going on in it, but it definitely looks a lot more different, a lot more interesting. A lot of people were just shouting, the best game! But I'm yet to decide.
The fact that he's actually changing things is because he could have simply just reused stuff and just thrown that out there.
Oh yeah, it looks like he's... I think almost every game, maybe except the second one, was kind of built off something new. Yeah. I would say. Obviously, I think each one is a new game to some extent, but the game looks nice. It looks a little bit more fluid. It feels more like a game. Despite the fact I'm sure you could probably beat it in maybe a couple hours or so, but
it looks like it could be easier compared to the rest.
I don't know. Some people are struggling on it because a lot of people, because it's still fairly new, a lot of people haven't quite figured it out. Yeah, happens with every single game, really. But then someone just always emails him, and he's like, "Oh, just do this," I think a lot of people's reaction. I think I don't know. There was one YouTuber. I forget his second name, but he was Jimmy something.
Okay.
He made those Nintendo games. His reaction on the game was pretty funny. After the instruction was, "Oh yeah, hold the door when you hear breathing," and he was like, "No, I'm playing Bejeweled 3." Which I think a lot of people's reaction was like that. But
yeah.
Let's kind of hope this is the final game.
Yeah, considering the title, and he'll hopefully move on to other projects because he has done very well with these.
Oh, make a cartoon.
Yeah.
So I say, or actually release a plush trap, whatever that plushie is called. That'd be pretty cool. I don't want it to look like how it does sometimes because that'd be just a bit too freaky. But like, yeah, he could do that.
He could do like the toys of like the toy animatronics.
Yeah, that you see on the desk of the second one. That'd be kind of cool. I know the most wanted one would be Foxy and the Cupcake.
Yet again, we should be working in marketing for this.
Should do, but unfortunately we're not on the team that is trying to make a film about it.
Yeah, unfortunately. Hire us. I'm unemployed at the moment.
You hire us to make good films.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd think they do that, but you have to remember they have no intentions of putting in effort.
True.
Yeah, speaking of something that I guess put in a lot of effort and got rewarded to some extent, and that is the fact that the Minions film, which finally released a good couple weeks ago, to some extent, that has had a very successful opening in the cinemas, and it's actually the second highest grossing weekend film in animated history, making just on its weekend making 115 million.
Which is something that I personally don't understand, because, in my opinion, I really hate the Minions. I find them annoying as well.
A lot of people do.
And it confused me how it's done so well.
Children.
Alright, true. I forget they exist, really. I honestly do.
Simply put, a lot of children went to go see it. I think the film released during somewhat of a holiday season, especially for children over here, so maybe that helped. I mean, the Friday, which was its opening day, it made 46.2 million, which is the largest opening for a film ever, but not the highest grossing. That belongs to Shrek the Third, which had a much bigger weekend of just over 122 million.
So Shrek is still like winning, basically.
But that's like the third one, which is interesting. I would have expected at least the second, but Shrek the Third is like
really bad.
Not really bad. It's the weakest one. I was extremely bored throughout.
Isn't the holiday ones weaker? Like
those were never released in cinema, so they don't count.
Alright.
They were like DVD one-off specials and that, which just were just they were just there, I mean, I guess this is good if you like animation. I would have much rather had it go to a, much more deserving film, like maybe Inside Out, which people can't stop like praising the film.
Is it out in America then? Inside Out.
Inside Out has been out in America for about almost a month now.
Why do they always get stuff before us?
They always get their animated films before us, but we got lucky because you can't really make too many toys based on a film that obviously is based on only 5 characters and will have no other merchandise, unlike Big Hero 6 and Frozen.
That's very
They've only got, as far as we know, 5 characters in the film. No one's really going to want a toy of the little girl it's based on her head, is there? No one's going to want a toy of her. They're going to want a toy of like... No one's going to want a toy of the parents. They're going to want a toy of the emotions, joy, fear, anger... I think what's the green one? Gluttony or jealousy? I forget which one she is.
I think it's envy.
Sadness and all that, and possibly the unicorn. But
I'm imagining there's probably a few more that just obviously I've only seen one trailer, and there might be more emotions that just haven't appeared.
There could be. I mean, did you see the? I don't know if American listeners have this advert, but obviously they've done a deal with Subway. Have you seen the advert for like?
I'm not sure.
The for Inside Out is very strange because actually the voice actor is doing the whole what should we get? Should we get pickles or onions with this sandwich? And I'm just like,
I think I might have seen it.
A bit odd because you usually don't get the original actors doing that, especially since it's actually a little bit of animation. It's not just a dub over just random scenes. It's actually that. So very interesting indeed. It definitely goes to show Disney's trying to push for this film.
Yeah.
Unlike maybe other films they have recently out. But we'll get to that later.
Yeah. I do think Inside Out deserves it more than Minions.
I'd say so, because this is not necessarily an original concept, but I think they've done a lot of original things with this concept. The idea of being inside someone's mind, how the mind works, is something that people have done throughout literature, and I think from what people are saying, it is one of the best adaptations of it, and how they've done it, because they've clearly done some kind of research, not scientific research, but like just creative research, I guess. So I mean, I definitely agree that Inside Out probably deserves the crown of not necessarily best animated film of this year, but it probably deserves to make a little bit more money, especially if Disney's going to try and do it.
Unfortunately, we got some bad news as well. Konami are back to their stupidity.
We need to make a section for Konami.
Literally, it'll just appear on the screen, fuck Konami, and throughout that section it's just everything about Konami. But they've decided to cut Kojima's name from the box for Metal Gear Solid 5. And also the Kojima Productions logo. Because
apparently Kojima killed and burnt down everyone who worked at Konami's village.
Yeah,
apparently. That's the only reason I can think of that they're doing this, other than just to be little children.
I think it's still to do with the fact that they must have had some sort of argument. Kojima's like, no, I'm finishing this and that's it. And then they're like, nope, we're removing your name, everything. But there's a nice little reference in Metal Gear Solid Ground Zeroes to this.
Yeah, which scarily foreshadows this for some reason.
Where I think you have to, like, as Snake, you have to wipe a mark off of something, and then something comes up saying, the mark may be gone, but the memory is still there or something. It's not a direct quote, but something like that. Which, that clearly means Kojima saw this coming.
He either saw it coming or it was already happening at the time of this game, because I wouldn't necessarily say that Konami has every right to get rid of him from their company. I mean, I understand that, you know, the last few things he's done for them haven't necessarily made billions and millions, with the whole Ground Zeroes being, you know, just a glorified demo.
Unfortunately.
The somewhat poor sales of Revengeance and that whole debacle, which turned out to be a good game, but obviously it wasn't what they wanted. I can understand why they may be like, oh, you know, you don't know what you're doing, but at the same time, basically, have you seen that image that was floating around where it was basically just a very simple stick figures of like Kojima's head, and he just gives what is the stick figure, which is Konami. He just gives them Metal Gear, and he's like, I made this. He gives it to Konami. Konami's like, I made this.
Yeah, I've seen that.
It's basically how they are.
I think the voice actor for Snake, like the Japanese voice actor, had actually confirmed that Kojima Productions had been shut down by Konami.
I wasn't actually aware that they were a part of that.
That's from what I've heard. I could be slightly wrong in some aspects.
It's a shame, because I mean, I don't think anyone's actually told Konami that you know, things are recorded in record. I mean, I probably should give him a little bit of warning, because I don't think they quite understand it. But Silent Hills existed at some point, and people are going to keep fucking asking you where that game is until you fucking address it.
Because, I mean, the amount of people that are looking forward to that, see the amount of love that PT got, people aren't going to forgive Konami for this at all.
No.
They've gone too far. They crossed that line.
And the other day I was thinking, you know what if this is Kojima just doing like a marketing stunt? And then September 1st, when the game finally releases, like, oh yeah, Silent Hills is still coming out, and no, we're just joking about that. You know, I think, and then I kind of thought to myself, no, because even if that is a joke, people are going to be extremely pissed off that you messed around with them for so long. I don't know. Kojima likes to mess with people, but he's not going to mess with people to that extent, because, you know, yes, there is bad news is good news, but at the same time, news that is benefiting no one is not going to benefit you at the end of the day. Yeah. So, but I don't know. I mean, they just really need to stop with the silliness. Which I don't think they are going to. So they want to die, but at the same time, someone who was known for silliness, another game developer has decided to turn a new leaf, but we'll get to that later on. So, I don't know, moving to somewhat film Marvel news?
Well, basically one of my favourite creators up until kind of recently, Joss Whedon, has confirmed that there will not be a director's cut of Avengers: Age of Ultron. And that at least 30 minutes had been cut from the movie, which, from what I've read, was scenes to do with Loki and Thor, who Thor had basically nothing in that film.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's one of those things that he said that whatever he creates, it's he wants to preserve what him and the studio made, which, to be honest, with Avengers: Age of Ultron, there should definitely be a director's cut. There seems like too much cut out by the studio.
Here's also the thing. Would you want a director's cut?
If it's got the content that actually makes it better, then yes.
If it wasn't?
Then if it wasn't, it can't do any damage to what's already there. Because
I was really, kind of surprised by the fact that this was news, because I was kind of like, yeah, we don't always need director's cut. Like, a director's cut should be something where it's like, no, this is the director's original envision, and the studio came in and went, no, we don't like that, we need a watered down film. Stuff like that. I mean, there are some very famous director's cuts out there, but I don't think Age of Ultron really needed one. I'm pretty sure even if Joss Whedon... I don't think this is Joss Whedon saying, oh, no, I don't want to do it. No, I think this is Disney saying, no, you're not releasing that because it doesn't make sense within our universe. Yeah,
which is weird because all their other DVDs and Blu-rays do have lots of deleted scenes and extras on there that you'd think if it's not in the universe, they just won't have.
I think those are fine, but I think... because I think that's very scary to both of them. The fact, because I honestly think that Disney obviously is well aware that its market are people who don't care or know what Marvel is.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the people who are really behind the films and actors and writers, they know that, oh yeah, these Marvel fans will probably be watching this film, so let's put in something for them.
Yeah.
They try and get a good basis, but Disney doesn't quite get that. Disney's going, well, we have to educate these people on what we're building up to. What story what's the bigger picture? Make sure you're telling them that story. They don't understand. They can't understand this. You need to simplify it. Do it better. Do it like this. They don't get it. They're just the masses.
Which has been a major problem with the Marvel Cinematic Universe, in my opinion. It's literally too much foreshadowing of what's to come and not enough of this is the story we're telling.
Living in the future, man. What about the present?
Exactly.
It's a bit of a shame, but they'll learn. I actually don't think that DC is even going to learn from any mistakes Marvel have made. No. It's a bit of a shame. They're just going about copying it, and they're just going, well, Marvel has colour and fun. We're going to go black and white and boring.
Yeah, I mean, not even... If they at least tried to be grounded, but still have fun with it, I could understand. But when they're just trying to do dark, gritty, everything's, bad.
Yeah, then you watch the trailer for Batman v Superman, you're like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh, so I guess I'll be saving some money this year.
I mean, that's one of the things I had with Suicide Squad trailer. That actually looked like it was going to have fun.
To some extent, yeah.
I mean, did you not see the man in the panda costume fighting the men with the Batman face masks?
I don't know what the fuck was going on, but I hope there's more of that in the film.
Yeah. And Harley Quinn, jeez, that's going to be great.
Oh lord. Speaking of also oh lord moments, the popular anime Attack on Titan, which blew the fuck up for some reason. I do follow manga and anime, so obviously I was well aware of the anime. Also, fun fact, he's not here, but Ferret was actually one of the first people to actually read Attack on Titan and actually start talking about it. So you owe this really to him.
Okay.
Just thanks to him, really.
Ferret, I'm sorry, but I think the Attack on Titan anime is awful.
But what about the film, as soon as they've now released the live-action trailer for it?
The trailer for the film looks pretty good.
It looks dumb, but it looks really fun.
Exactly.
I mean, I do like the... I don't know, it's very close to B-movie-esque, where one thing I always like about Japanese live-action films and anime, especially Attack on Titan, is the over-exaggeration of lines and deliveries, and this is perfect for that. Just screaming and I'm gonna do the best thespian performance. That's why I love Japanese films.
It's gonna be over the top and fun, and that is something that was missing, in my opinion, from the anime.
But what if that's just all the action from the film that you saw in the trailer?
Well, then I'll be a bit like,
Like I'll be very surprised if this actually makes just a general theater debut for us. But I mean, it looks like fun. I don't know if I'll see it in cinemas, but I think I'll definitely watch it on DVD when it comes out. I mean, I do like the fact that they actually used practical effects in how they do the Titans, which are the tall giants in the film, actually having real people just stomping around very close to Power Rangers. Which I think even with the Power Rangers film, they should take note of that.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd be very disappointed if they don't do a super high budget version of that in the actual next Power Rangers film.
Well, Lord said he's basically a Titan, just design wise.
A little bit, yeah.
But as long as they keep away from the billions and billions and billions of flashbacks, then I'll be fine with this film.
I don't think they'll bother with that. I mean, there's no need. I have a feeling that this is just a fan film and they're going, right, people who are going to go see this film eagerly know what Attack on Titan is, so I think there will be a little bit of flashbacking, but I don't think it will be to a ridiculous degree, because flashbacks in the context of a film can be very confusing, especially if you only have an hour and a half or so to talk about it.
Potato Girl for president.
Which president? In what kind of sense?
President of everything. Like, president of potatoes. Definitely do that.
President of potatoes?
Yeah.
She worked for our English company, McCain's, then.
Sure, yeah.
Just... Wouldn't that
Just
be good? Wouldn't that be a good partnership, actually, for advertising?
Exactly.
Oh man, we need to work.
Attack on McCain's.
Attack on McCain's, yes.
Or you just have her on the front with like potatoes, like
Or just her attacking the factory.
Oh my god,
that'd be pretty good. They
have a giant potato titan.
They could do that. I don't know, McCain's. If you're listening and if you want a little bit more advertising, partner up with them.
Yeah.
Get this film in our cinemas and more people eat your chips. Not that I'm saying they're bad. Speaking of things that could be a bad idea, which actually not could, I think are.
It's already a bad idea just from hearing it.
Yeah, like I'm gonna state this right now. After this story, we're not gonna bother talking about these kind of stories anymore, because it's very clear that Disney is not interested in making anything creditable at the moment, except for like Zootopia, and that's about it.
Sometimes...
Because everything else is like a remake. And it's just like, okay, but right now we've got a remake and a prequel, which is...
remake?
No, it's the prequel first. Okay. They're leading into the remake, because everything has to be a fucking franchise now. And that is the fact that they're going to be doing a Aladin prequel, simply titled, what is it? Realm for Genies?
Yeah, Genies.
Oh yeah, Realm of Genies, excuse me. Yeah, so the film is going to be called Genies, and will take place in the Realm of the Genies. And Disney has basically stated that it basically will take place in a lamp, is what I'm guessing. And I think the writers, fucking good luck to you guys, Damien Simone and Mark Swift. Who are mainly known for the Freddy vs. Jason films and the Friday the 13th remake, so already that's a fucking excellent track record for a Disney film.
Freddy vs. Jason was a good moment.
Oh, that was
a few good moments.
Good fan film.
And the remake...
No, that was very disappointing.
You're getting a horror person to do this. Like, horror writers. Seriously?
I know they've also got a few upcoming comedies, but I didn't bother look at them. But, I mean, I was just really interested in the story, because it was like, why would you confirm that?
No,
that's like saying, oh, let's do a film on that guy who just passed away.
Yeah,
you got to give it time, guys. I understand the film probably won't be out until 2017, but still, I don't know. Yeah, like I said, probably won't be talking too much about these, because it seems every single day Disney's like, oh, let's do a remake, for no fucking reason. But I guess I'll just end this story by saying, oh, fucking good luck to the guy who's going to have to voice Genie. Yeah. Good luck. You best hide your fucking address and email, because people going to come after you.
Yeah, they will come after you despite you merely doing your acting job.
Oh, yeah.
Because the people who they should go after are the people deciding this film's a good idea.
Yeah.
So,
really,
we feel bad for you, but yeah. Maybe just don't.
They could still make a good film, but not needed. I don't think anyone was fucking asking for a prequel. No,
I don't think anyone was asking, where did the genie come from in Aladdin? No
fucking common fact, he came from the lamp.
Exactly.
Use your imaginations, for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
But
the problem with so many prequels.
I'm pretty sure this film is going to be live action.
Yeah, I think it will. I think.
Oh yeah, they're all going to be live action.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Well, Disney's, at the rate they're confirming these sequels, they're going to run out. I mean, when are they going to be doing the live action remake of Big Hero 6? That's going to be on the agenda. I think 2020. That's long enough for a remake. I think.
Or they'll do the live action one and try to get it in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
I think by 2021, it's overdue for a remake. I mean, I can't wait for the live action remake and prequel and sequel to Frozen. That's going to be fantastic.
What about if they end up doing a live action remake of Iron Man?
Oh yeah, that's coming. I'm sure they'll do it.
Because they won't have Robert Downey Jr., so they'll get someone else.
I'm sure they will, and then people will cry.
Yeah.
Which would be pretty funny. Now a segue to our next story, and that is the... are we even interested in XMen Apocalypse?
I'm a little bit interested, because whilst Days of Future Past wasn't brilliant, it was still better than some of the other ones. And it had some very good moments. And I usually take it off if there's enough good to avoid the bad, then I'll stay interested.
Mm-hmm.
But recently, for X-Men Apocalypse, they revealed some images of, the official images of some of the cast members.
Yes.
Specifically of Cyclops, which, who is it playing Cyclops?
I don't know. Honestly, don't really care too much about who's playing these characters, but it's a much younger actor, because this film's taking place 10 years before.
Ty Sheridan as Cyclops. We've got Sophie Turner of Game of Thrones. You might know her as Sansa Stark, as Jean Grey, which
Watched it.
I think's a brilliant choice. I really like her. She's a great actress. And Alexandra Shipp as, in my opinion, the most badass Storm. Jeez.
Oh yeah, I remember when she got confirmed for Storm. A lot of people were like, "Oh yeah, that's a good cast."
Yeah.
I think she was in, I think it's a Nickelodeon show. I think it was
I think so.
Was it House of Anubis? I think was what she's in, or something like that. I know a lot of people are like, "Oh yeah, she's a good actress." But
I think ever since I heard of the X-Men films when I was a kid, I wanted a Mohawk Storm, because that is the most badass Storm. So it's yes, I'm happy for this.
Yeah. It is. She looks good. I mean, I will say everyone looks good in their respected outfits, because I think they definitely look to the comics, or at least the show, except for one. But we'll get to them in a sec. But
we've got who is it playing Jubilee?
I don't know.
Okay.
She looks rocking in there.
Jubilee looks great in my opinion. Sorry, I don't know the actress's name, but you
look awesome.
Yeah, you're gonna do great.
Yeah.
We've got Fassbender returning as Magneto. In my opinion, he's the only person who I didn't think he'd be good as Magneto, but he's brilliant.
I knew he'd be good.
Well done to the guy. A young Nightcrawler, which in my opinion, I thought I'd hate it, but he looks right. I like it.
Looks decent.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like Nightcrawler. I mean, I don't know if his look, clothes-wise, is coming from anything. But we haven't seen Nightcrawler in a while.
Yeah.
So it's good to get him back.
Seeing that, it kind of reminds me of X-Men Evolution Nightcrawler, and I'm happy with that. And finally we've got to the meat, the big reveal, which is Psylocke in Olivia Munner's Psylocke, which she looks great, but I'm surprised people haven't started to say whitewashing, because Psylocke's technically Asian.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, she looks great, good costume. She looks like she just came out of a comic book.
Yeah, she looks like a cosplay game is on point.
Yeah.
Most of these people do.
We've got Michael Fassbender in his new Magneto outfit, which I think looks great. It looks very Ultimate Marvel inspired.
Looks a little too generic for me, but I understand.
He just hasn't got the helmet yet. And then we've got Apocalypse.
Now, I didn't actually, when I saw what Apocalypse was like, which anyone who is listening, or you're on the laptop or whatever, look up the images just so you can get a better idea. When I first saw Apocalypse, I thought that was fucking Nightcrawler in Magneto's outfit. Okay. I was like, hold on a sec, what is he doing with Magneto's stuff? Is he gonna be... And then I was like, that's Apocalypse?
Yeah.
Because my dude looks very generic for some reason, and I don't understand why they went to the effort of getting everyone's look on point except for him.
Which, I mean... Besides the first idea, I thought, he looks like the love child between Ivan Ooze and Mr. Freeze.
Yes.
Besides
everyone's been joking about.
Yeah, he doesn't look apocalypsy. He's blue for one thing.
Yeah, he doesn't look like Apocalypse, and that's not necessarily the reason. My problem is, why the fuck did you go through the effort with everyone else except for him? It just it's like the whole thing with Suicide Squad again. It's like you got everyone's costume somewhat on point except for Joker. Yeah. What the fuck was going on? Did someone come in and go, I don't like the fact that you accurately made Apocalypse, change it now?
Yeah.
I don't get it. Like, if you want to do your own take on Apocalypse, that's fine, but at least make him look like Apocalypse. I can't tell who that is.
Yeah, I mean, even if you weren't going to do the, like, blue skin, etc., well, purple, like, Apocalypse, then at least do Ultimate Marvel, where it was more black. That kind of works, you know?
He looks the worst, and he shouldn't. He should look badass and scary, but he doesn't. He looks like...
Like, you could have got a towering, imposing actor to do this.
Not necessarily. He doesn't need to be, because I'm sure they'll make him look big. But, like, I don't think that's not even the issue. I know people complain about, he's too small to be Apocalypse. Actor's going to do fine. Yeah. I'm sure he's going to do fine. It's just...
A costume is a big problem.
A costume is a big problem, especially if you're someone who... He doesn't even look... You know, here's the thing. Like, in, you know, the initial teaser for him... He looks somewhat accurate, and now you've just gone back on that for some reason.
The teaser was...
The teaser at the end of the...
Days of Future Past.
Yeah, you see Apocalypse, and like, that's Apocalypse. You can tell that's Apocalypse, because he's got the blue lips and everything. And I was like, oh, damn, and now you've got this guy who looks like he's doing a bad impersonation of Apocalypse.
Maybe they'll digitally enhance him, so like a mix of practical and special?
What's the point when you've already made a costume? That's the thing. I'm really happy that they didn't just decide, it's going to be CGI bullshit.
Yeah.
I'm really happy that they've gone through the effort to actually make an outfit. I just think they could have... It's a bit... Like, I keep repeating myself, it's just a bit baffling how they decided to accurately do everyone else, but then say, no, let's do a completely new original look, which no one's going to get and understand for no reason. I don't understand why these comic book films feel they need to change things that don't necessarily need any change. It's like It's like with the awful Fantastic Four film. I know the film's not out. But I know it's gonna be awful. It's like with that film, and they just changed the name of Doom for some reason.
Oh yeah, Victor Von Doom to Victor Domashev.
What's the point?
I think
how does that add anything?
Just to make it more realistic, I guess.
Really, a villain called Doctor Doom is not realistic, huh?
No,
Four people with unbelievable superpowers is not realistic.
I think it's just character names. Like, the amount of villains is like, oh yeah, my name's like Carl Fry. I have fire powers because I'm frying. Just, they think that is a big aspect. They're focusing too much on the small details.
I mean, we've come a long way since the first X-Men film. The reason why the first couple X-Men films had our characters in like these very sleek leather black outfits was mainly because Hollywood executives and filmmakers thought that people would laugh at Wolverine in his yellow and blue outfit and Magneto in the red and all that. So they went, no, we got to be cool, we got to look uniform, badass. Now comic book films are accepted. And now you can have, fucking Psylocke in her purple outfit and Magneto in his red unit and all that.
And even X-Men First Class, it showed the yellow and blue costumes. They look great if you do them well.
Yeah.
Like, I thought that those outfits were on point.
I mean, if there's one thing I'll give Fox is that they at least pioneered and set the stage for everyone else to try. And thank them for that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm sure he's going to have a different look. I mean, he's not as bad as Joker, but still a bit odd.
I still think it's going to be a mixture of the physical and then a little digital on top, kind of like what they did in the original Jurassic Park.
I think he needs a globe. He needs to be crushing a globe.
Yeah.
And he needs his like weird like tubes in his back.
Yeah, that's the bit that I've been having. It's just not there. It's
I think if they'd made his lips blue, had his cords in his back, and then had him holding the world, I would have been like, that's Apocalypse.
I think I realised what it might be. This isn't even his final form.
Probably, I don't think it is, no.
He's gonna get bigger. Like, in my opinion, this actually looks like more like Mr. Sinister. That's the weird thing.
Is he an X-Men villain?
Yeah, he's usually a subordinate for Apocalypse. So...
Maybe they're all trying to trick us.
Yeah.
Maybe Apocalypse is just sitting behind a glass sheet.
Or maybe in this they're going to have Mr. Sinister and Apocalypse as one, and it's kind of like a change, like Bruce Banner Hulk.
I think he will change because I don't. The one baffling image of Storm and Psylocke and him just chilling, like they say, like someone just called out to say, "Hey mate, you left chips," is a bit odd. But we'll see. I don't know. I probably won't see this film, but I'm sure most people will. So let's move on to the next story, which is very odd as well.
Yeah.
And that is we haven't been talking too much about this game, and that's Street Fighter V. Well, we have, but we're not hyped as other people are.
I'm more of a Tekken person than like Street Fighter.
Fair enough. But Street Fighter V recently had an update where they revealed a new character, Nicole, who is this, I don't know, he's got like this Scottish-esque feel to him, this very like naturalist feel. He's got like dread. He looks cool. He looks like a smaller Hugo. Not Hugo, sorry. Yeah. I forget the other big dude. Who has like, that big giant guy with the almost pink ass outfit, who's usually with poison and that.
Yeah, he is Hugo.
It is Hugo?
Yeah,
I thought it was Hugo. Yeah. It reminds me a little bit of him, but he's got like he looks like a little faster, slimmer kind of dude. So with the initial news of them showing off the first new character, which was great to actually see new characters. I hope we get a few more. Capcom also dropped more updates during the EVO, which is the Evolution fighting game tournament, and they dropped some pretty interesting stuff, like the fact that all post-launch content, which is basically DLC, will be earned for free within the game.
Brilliant. People are learning.
Like, holy damn, Capcom, you are the pioneers of this nickel and diming bullshit, and now you've just decided, you know what, guys, people don't really like that. Let's have a look at Marvel vs. Capcom 2 and let's make people earn it.
Yeah, it's fun. They might start something here.
Yeah,
people might take notice.
They've also said that the initial release of the game, which I guess is just Street Fighter V, will be the only disc you'll need.
Thank you.
Which obviously means that with this DLC, you just when the DLC's out, fucking save up money or whatever and buy that character, and then I'm assuming patch updates, corrections and all that will just be a free download. I'd be surprised if they make you work for the patch update.
That'd be brilliant. Beat the game with every character to get the new patch. Yeah,
get the new patch that makes reuse like Hadouken less broken or something, and also a balance system and adjustments for free. So this is pretty good news. I'm slightly worried that I really hope that the way you're going to work for in-game isn't actually DLC. I hope there's not going to be an option for new 10,000 coins, or you can pay 15 for that.
That's the thing I had, is like the idea of the DLC, you can earn it in-game with in-game coins, and I was thinking, are there going to be microtransactions as well? Like, you can earn it in-game, but if you want it quicker...
I really hope Capcom doesn't, because already they've got a nice streak going on here, so it'd be a real shame if they were just like, oh, but that will be DLC in that kind of bullshit sense. But I really hope not. But it's really good news. I mean, it's definitely put Capcom back in a more positive light. I've noticed of the last couple months, they are really trying to stay solidified in gaming, because I think they don't want to go under.
I think they realised that they could have been Konami, and they don't want that to happen.
Do you think they looked at Konami?
I think they did. They realised how bad that was happening, and then they looked at the good examples of stuff at the moment.
Because Capcom kind of was in that same sense, where for a while they were like, yeah, we're moving most of our forces to mobile gaming, and then they were in serious financial problems, and they kind of, back the fuck out of that. I mean, they're still doing it with the Breath of Fire 6 game, where that game is just some dumb mobile game. But I'm really happy to hear this. I mean, Capcom, just do it, really. Just stick to your word, and then maybe people will be like, oh, okay, maybe people can talk about Capcom as that dark period era.
Yeah.
I mean, all you really need to do now is just kind of, come out on E3 and just kind of say, yes, Mega Man exists, and then walk off, and I think people will be a lot happier with you.
Yeah, please make me a new Mega Man game. I don't care if it's classic or if it's the X series.
They don't need to make a new Mega Man game. I
want one.
I'm not necessarily fussed. I would just like an acknowledgement of it. If Capcom was literally to come out and just say, right guys, the reason we haven't been making Mega Man games is because we just don't think it's profitable. Are there any fans out there? Should we make one? Should we start small? Or we'll release like an hour-long game on the 3DS. We'll see how that does. Do you guys want that?
I'd be happy for that.
Just fucking talk to your fans. I know that's what they're saying. I know that's what they think. They don't think Mega Man is profitable. They just think something generic like Call of Duty or Assassin's Creed is what's going to sell.
You think
Unfortunately, that doesn't sell.
Like, from Mighty Number 9, they would have realised by now.
They probably are. And I mean, with Shinji Mikami already releasing the other spiritual successor to Legends 3.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure we realised at some point. I'm going to take the next story, since it's something I can talk about, and that is the fact that there is going to be a, I guess, HD remake or remastering. I think it's I don't know. It's a bit odd because it's definitely the original game, which is Odin Sphere, but it definitely seems like they added a lot more. I don't think they made the graphics look any better because it's Vanillaware. All their games look fantastic. I think they maybe just like tweak the graphics. Oh, look HD now, 60 frames and stuff like that. But essentially, this was a game that came out back on the PS2. It was one of Vanillaware's first games when working with Atlas. They have worked on others such as Muramasa the Demon Blade, which you can also get on the Nintendo Wii and a re-release on the Vita, and also Dragon's Crown, which is on the PS3 and Vita, which is a fantastic game. All three of these games are fantastic. So the fact that we're getting a HD remake for PS3, 4, and Vita, steal. I would just say look it up. Especially if you played the previous two mentioned games, play it because it's a fantastic game. Simply put.
Did watch the trailer and I thought it did look very pretty. And it what was the one you've got on PS3 that I've been Dragon's Crown?
Dragon's Crown, yes.
Because I've been wanting that game and I'm going to be getting that. So
it's like a brawler,
yeah,
basically, and it
got me interested in this knowing it was the same people.
Yes, it's the same team. They work on the game. The art in the game is always a marvel to look at. I do hope there's going to be a special edition so I can have a look at some of some more of the artwork. But yeah, I mean, I just wanted to shout that out because I think it's a game that shouldn't fall under the rug for a lot of gamers who are looking for something new. It might be the final game I get for PS3. I keep saying that, but mainly because I don't know when Persona 5's coming out, and I don't know because they're smart. Atlas is smart enough to go. Yeah, we put on both. Yeah. People in Japan, they still own PS3s, and games still coming out for PS3. Games are still coming out for PS3 today.
Yeah, exactly.
We've only just kind of got to the point where games are only coming out for the X1 and PS4, which is fine. But next story we have is the fact that we have like a few two kind of stories about the upcoming Mario Maker game, Super Mario Maker. And the first story we're going to kind of talk about is the fact that I can't remember the exact date, but how do I put this? One journalist of an idiot, basically, Ben Gilbert, essentially has issues with the hand in Mario Maker for some reason. He kind of, I wouldn't even say explains, but kind of bitches.
Yeah.
I tried the game and was immediately struck by the strangeness of the disembodied hand, human hand, being little similarity in looks to my own, acting as a standalone for my own actual hand. So basically, he has an issue with the fact that the hand in Mario Maker doesn't look like his fucking hand.
Right.
The hand in Mario Maker, as far as I can see, is just a white hand.
Yeah, I thought it was like the Mario gloves. Like,
the thing you can't change. That's the thing. It is like a white hand. I don't know if it's female or whatever. Who cares?
Yeah, it's a disembodied hand. It's got no gender or anything.
This somewhat freaked him out and got him thinking about things. Now, I'm not going to read this whole article because he's fucking stupid. But I know he made this, and I'm going to use the rabbit ears this point.
Yeah.
By basically saying, what if I were, say, a 10-year-old black girl? Huh? That's racist. No, it's not. I'm pretty sure a 10-year-old black girl would know it's not her hand and is not as stupid as you. Yeah, and is not about to twist racial and sexual issues into a game about making Mario levels.
I'm pretty sure the girl would be more interested in actually just playing the damn game rather than
or anyone in general.
Yeah. Rather than, oh my god, the hand. I can't play this anymore.
Me and Ace are of different races, but you don't see me going, oh, why can't I have the hand in Mario Maker look like my hand? Yeah. I mean, my hand is this colour, has a scar right here, it's very veiny, my nails are long. Gosh, Nintendo.
What about my birthmark on my hand? I can't have that on Mario Maker. Doesn't annoy me.
I'm pretty sure the guy would want DLC.
Yeah.
Add scars to your hand and all that kind of stuff. But I just wanted to address this and call this guy out on his bullshit for being a nitpicky little fuck.
Yeah, he's just stirring shit up, trying to become, I presume, famous and get clickbait through controversy.
Not really, because when I told you about the story, you hadn't heard of it.
No, exactly. That's the thing. I think that was what he planned, but people just realised it was too stupid.
Nah, it was just something I picked up on from other YouTubers, and I was just like, huh, that's pretty funny. Because it is funny at the end of the day. But we already have one little bitch doing that, so we don't need another. She who should not be mentioned. But on more positive news, we have information about the special edition of Mario Maker, which is pretty exciting.
Yeah.
And that is the fact that it will come, well, one of the editions will come with the 8-bit Mario Amiibo, celebrating
nice.
the 30th anniversary of Mario.
Yeah.
There's mainly two colours of these, because it's like an 8-bit look. I don't know if you've seen what it looks like, but it's basically the red and brown one, which is what they're calling and considering the classic colours.
Yeah.
I believe that one is going to ship with the bundle, which is the Black Wii U physical copy of the game and an art book.
Okay.
And then you also have the red and blue one, which is what they call the modern colours.
Alright.
Which should be available separately, so fucking good luck on that. As of, I believe, September 11th for us in Europe and the 12th in Australia. No date has been given for America for whatever reason, but I'm sure it's roughly the same time.
I gotta get my gang together to hijack these.
Oh yeah, I'm sure people are gonna be doing that. I'm sure the heist will be bigger and better. This time we won't even know; it will just disappear.
Yeah, even this news will disappear. You come back here in a week, and this whole section is blank.
Yeah, podcast taken down.
Mm-hmm.
Which is interesting, but if I have a job and money, I might try and get it. Because I really like the look of that Amiibo.
Yeah.
It looks really nice.
What, the classic or the modern?
Either.
Alright.
Don't really mind.
Okay.
Don't really mind. I'm sure they're going to do something. I'm sure there might be something else for the 30th anniversary. But an Amiibo is nice enough because it is a modern thing or a pioneer within its current state within the world.
Yeah.
Which is good. But yeah, next story we have, and this is another really odd one, kind of shifting to the next platform, and the fact that Microsoft itself may be facing lawsuits due to the fact that the 360s possibly scratch discs. Like, actually, the system itself scratches the disc.
Okay, is this something you've had a problem with?
Not necessarily. I've never had a 360 scratch my game.
Yeah.
And I've never been a idiot and decided to tip the fucking system while it's playing, like a lot of people did, and ended up bringing their discs. I haven't had experience with like scratch discs. Like my copy of Left 4 Dead 2 is one of the most scratched discs I've probably ever seen, but it plays perfectly. But then some games I've played would just freeze for no fucking reason. So
that's the thing. When I've had 2 Xbox 360s, and both of them, I've had problems with both of them. Nothing to do with the discs. Like the ones I've still got are spotless, but those 2 just both red ring of death. That's what I assumed they'd be sued over.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's a bit. I just think it's a bit late for them to be dealing with this class action, because I know there have been tons of reports over its lifespan of this idea that it's purposely scratching this, and like I said, and like I mentioned before, Microsoft's statement to why discs get scratched is people moving the system while it's on, which I've seen that happen. It has happened, but I personally don't think the 360 does scratch discs.
No,
I don't think it is programmed to. Not programmed, but has an intention of doing that in any kind of sense.
I think there would have been a lot more complaints. Like, I mean, I know there have been some, but there would have been tons more.
Yes. I mean, I thought it was just a bit interesting, because I know this is probably a story we might come back to depending on the outcome, but I thought it was very odd that they're only now doing it, but I don't think so. I don't think it does that. I don't think Microsoft needs to worry at all. Just good. And then flipping back to the third person within this whole, well, let's use the rabbit ears again, console wars. Moving quickly kind of over to Sony, and that is the fact that Shenmue III, its Kickstarter finally ended, and it finished at 6,333,296. That was its final end, with with accurately 69,320 backers backing the project, which is good news for the game, soon as it's definitely going to be made for obviously exclusive Sony platforms, and the fact that it's now it holds the record for being the highest funded video game on Kickstarter, beating Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, which had about just over 5 million, which is stupid money.
Yeah, it is. Congrats to everyone who backed it, and enjoy Shenmue when it comes out.
Hopefully you enjoy your game. Hopefully it'll be good. Hopefully it's exactly what you want. I know this is going to make... I know this is probably just making Sony just like give you with excitement. Hopefully for the prospect of them making money off the game.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really hope they release like a HD of the first two collection. I meant to say. So I think a lot of people played them because the first one is on Dreamcast, the second one is on Xbox, and then the third one will be on PS4 exclusively.
Unfortunately, they still won't be ones I pick up because I still have bad experiences with these games. I don't know what it is, but they still make me feel ridiculously sick. But something that doesn't make me sick.
Oh yeah, which you fucking shouldn't, because you'd be fucking homophobic or something.
In Fallout 4, a brilliant thing, all companions are romanceable except for any non-human.
Being like, Dogmeat and
Codsworth.
Codsworth, yes.
Yeah, the Mr. Gutsy robot. Yes. So basically you can have any sexual relationship or any relationship. Hopefully there'll be an asexual one, that'd be an interesting thing. But... you can have a relationship with any of the companions you get, and there are about 12 of them, I believe they said.
Yes, about 12 companions. I'm not 100% sure if that includes the dog and the robot.
Yeah.
But this was said during QuakeCon, during a demo.
Yeah, long demo. I think they said it was like really long, and there was a lot of stuff shown.
Yeah, that makes sense. And also the fact that you'll be able to romance them regardless of gender. I'm assuming
they did say that basically whatever gender they are and you are, you can romance them.
It doesn't matter. So I'll be interested. Although I do think that especially with Dogmeat, I do think there will be more of a friendship building kind of thing. Like I'm sure. I know weirdly in Fallout 3 you could talk to Dogmeat. Yeah. Somehow we just bark understanding.
You can kind of talk to Rex a little in Fallout New Vegas, where at some point he's like barking at you, and then you can ask him if Jimmy has fallen down a well.
Yeah.
And then he like takes you to a well where you can find the skeleton of Jimmy,
which is a nice touch. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure that will happen with it. But it's just nice. I mean, Fallout 4, they've definitely just trying to encompass everything that's kind of happened within gaming because they've been gone for so long. Yeah.
From what I've noticed, they're definitely taking a lot of like stuff from BioWare, like the good parts of those RPGs, which I'm very happy about.
Fallout 4, they are just so they
even reference BioWare in their stuff. I
think a lot of people are looking forward to this game being released, but I think Bethesda is looking forward to this game being released more than we are. They are the biggest fans of Fallout 4.
I mean, they even put the Vault logo as like part of Bethesda logo.
Yeah, which is fine. I mean. I'm interested in this game.
I'm more excited now, knowing this.
Yeah, the companions are always a fun part of every Fallout game. I mean, it's a shame you can't have them all at once, because then you'd be overpowered as fuck. I mean, I've seen that mod in the PC version.
Oh, yeah. But it's one of those things of, I wish you could have an easy access route to the companions, like, as I'm going to reference again, BioWare games, where you can go to a section where there are just all your companions. You're like, okay, I'll take these ones with me.
Yeah, because some are a bit odd place, because I definitely remember I think it was New Vegas, where some of them were just randomly placed. Like I know there was this one girl from New Vegas who was from the Brotherhood of Steel, and she was just out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, she's at Route 188 trading post.
Yeah, and it was just like, I just stumbled upon her and I was like, you alright?
Yeah.
You're Rainbow Dash, you alright? But
it's Felicia Day, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Felicia Day voices her.
Does she?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, she was cool though. I do remember like backing track on a save data, because she was like, I'm from the Brotherhood of Steel. I was like, alright, I just killed all of them.
Yeah.
So I just kind of went back a couple saves.
But yeah, it's definitely be a section of at least having it easy to get to, so once you've got your companions, you can like, I'll take you
probably leave them at the base, I'm assuming. I'm assuming it's like, I'll take Dogmeat and that super mutant. Yeah. because he can relate to the super mutants in Route 107 because they've been causing problems or something like that. Which actually makes me wonder if all the companions will be human. I wonder if there will be like a super mutant or maybe a ghoul.
Well, I mean, so far in all of them, you have had at least a super mutant companion.
Yes.
Forks and Lily.
Oh, Forks was great.
Yeah, and then ghouls. You've had Karen and Raoul.
Yeah.
So, but hopefully, I mean, there's one thing that I'm looking forward to. Hopefully, they might have a Deathclaw companion like they did in Fallout Tactics, which I think was the mother Deathclaw.
Should it talk?
She did. She had like a cloak on her, so when you're in town, no one would know she's a Deathclaw.
When they just fucking run into her.
Kind of like the Turtles or the Thing wearing like trench coat and hat.
Oh, that'd be fucking hilarious
like,
if they
she's
make a
kind of
Deathclaw
like,
wearing a fucking trench coat.
She's kind of like a cloak all over, and you can just see like the horns poking out the cloak, and it's kind of.
Oh, but look at that! That sounds so stupid.
I would love if there's something like that, and I think she's in Fallout 2 or Tactics. It's one of those.
Yeah.
I think Tactics is most likely. You've got 40 companions in that game or something.
Deathclaw is like too powerful.
Yeah.
As soon as you see the Deathclaw, you just start running. It's like fuck the gun.
Yeah. But yeah, hopefully there'll be something like a Deathclaw companion or some other thing that hasn't really been addressed too much.
I'm sure there'll be some kind of new creature, maybe.
Yeah.
But knowing how big Fallout 4 is going to be, even when Fallout 3 came out, there was just so much like, I found this, I found that. And I'm pretty sure people are even still finding things today.
Well, that's the thing. I recently redid a playthrough of Fallout 3, and I found this building where there was a crazy scientist man trying to control ghouls and super mutants. And throughout the whole thing, you could hear whispering of like Azarad and stuff, and it was really creepy. Is that when
you take the book?
No.
Book? Oh no.
It's the same whispering, but completely different location. It's like really north east.
Okay.
Yeah. Very weird.
Yeah, there's a lot of detail in those games, which is always one of the more highlights of the actual game, which is fun. Our last topic, general topic, is the fact that moving back to Kojima and Del Toro, as they are working or maybe working on a new project somewhere in the future.
Now, get ready for Quiet Peaks, the new game. Or it would be Mute Mound.
Yeah, or Quiet Place.
Yeah.
I'm hoping a Quiet Place.
Yeah, Quiet Place would be great.
Or that place in Rule of Rose, Strange Hill. But yeah, during an interview with IGN, Del Toro said that I love working with Kojima-san. We are still in touch and we are still friends and working into doing something together. But it's not going to be Silent Hills.
Yeah.
Bit obvious, but I hope that maybe they could look at any other elements that didn't make it into the final. I wouldn't even say final game. Didn't even make it into the game. Yeah. I'm sure they could work around something, whether that be survival horror or anything else. But it's good to know that something could come about this, because there's no point wasting talent, really. If
they could end up creating a nice new IP that would be very fun and different.
That'd be great.
And they'd be able to step outside of the bounds that Silent Hill already has.
They could still use the concept of Silent Hills because no one knows what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure everyone who worked on the game is fucking under embargo into saying anything about it with a gun pressed back against their head, thanks to Konami. But bit of a shame. Bit of a shame what happened to Silent Hills. Hopefully we will see the light of day. I know someone's working on that ROM hack. Yeah. Someone's hacking the PS4 to get it on a disc. Yeah. Watch any money, you're gonna see someone in a fucking cloak. He's gonna whip it out. He's gonna be like, "Yeah, I got Silent Hill on a disc. You can play it. Here you go." Someone's gonna do it.
They'll probably upload it on torrent sites as well.
I'm pretty sure it is, and I hope that once everyone has the game again, someone sends that link to Konami and says, "Fuck you."
Yeah. Just keep sending in the mail copies to Konami.
Yeah, there's plenty more where that came from. Which is great. So that kind of deals with some of the topics and stories we had. So we're going to move on to the main discussion, which is going to be our thoughts and review on the latest Marvel film, being Ant-Man.
Which, first thing I'm going to say, I really liked it.
You really liked it, yeah.
Yeah. It was a compact story, being basically how he's becoming Ant-Man. And what he's going to basically just that. You got the nice dynamic relationship between father and daughter, which is also shown with Michael Douglas's Hank Pym and his daughter Hope.
Did a great job.
And I found it great. There wasn't too much. There was like tiny little bits of tie into the greater Marvel universe. But yeah, overall, I thought it was really funny, great moments. Good villain as well. He actually had motives. He was insecure. Very insecure.
He had somewhat of a motive, but he didn't leave any real impression.
I thought he was good. Because throughout a lot of it, you can see he's really insecure. He's got some sort of daddy issue where he's basically replacing whatever father he has with Hank Pym, and him not getting,
which they could have gone into.
Yeah, him not getting any respect from Hank Pym. Yeah, he ends up kind of hating him for it, and then he ends up hating Scott Lang because that's the person who's basically taken in. So I like that. It was an actual dynamic and motivation for a villain, which Marvel really doesn't have.
Marvel's never really made that great of a villain when it comes to films.
No.
They don't, and I think it should be really evident now, because ain't no one gonna remember the Yellow Jacket.
I will.
I ain't. I already forgot what he looked like.
Yeah, Darren Cross. He was an interesting character. Good outfit.
And I mean, as we've said that we're talking about Ant-Man, there is going to be spoilers throughout.
Yeah.
But I was somewhat underwhelmed and disappointed by this film. I don't think this film was bad or shit. I thought this film was average at best. And I just don't really understand why people are raving about it. I don't think it's a good film. I think it's alright. I just think there was a much better film with this, because I think there's just a lot of problems with this film that could have easily been dealt with. And I was paranoid that they're going to bury this film, and I think they kind of did to some extent, for whatever reason, because it's this weird oddball film, because you've already got people raving about how much they think they liked Age of Ultron, and then you've got Inside Out, so Disney's kind of fucking over this film.
Yeah.
But generally, I thought the film was alright. The acting was great. Everyone was great. I really did like, was it Hank Pym?
Yeah.
The guy who played Scott Lang, was it?
Oh, Paul Rudd plays Scott Lang.
Paul Rudd,
yeah.
Hank Pym's daughter, she was great. She looks a little bit too much like...
Isn't she Evangeline Lilly?
Sorry?
Isn't she played by Evangeline Lilly?
Oh yeah, no, she did fine. I just think she reminds me too much of the lady from Pulp Fiction.
Oh right, Mila Jovovich.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
It's just the hair. Yeah. Everyone else was great. I mean, acting was fine, spot on. I mean, I just think a lot of the jokes fell a little flat.
Okay.
Especially when I was in the audience, there was jokes where it was literally like, here's the joke, and no one really laughed.
Right.
I think it was the better thought out jokes that worked.
Okay.
I'm talking about like the scene where Hank Pym's like friends, he's doing the whole thing where it's like, oh, I knew this guy, that kind of joke. I think a lot of people really liked those jokes. I was very surprised they did it twice.
Yeah.
I thought it was a bit much.
Yeah.
But they were definitely supposed to be the comic relief, but then again, they didn't really do too much about them. They were there from the beginning and then the end. The film kind of forgot about characters who did have jokes.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, for the sake of, you know, obviously getting to... I mean, no one really wants to see them to extent, but they did a good job.
Yeah.
But I mean, not too much of this film was even a heist.
Really?
No. The end of the film was a heist film.
But what about the whole, like, you see him training throughout most of it?
But he wasn't.
For the heist?
But he wasn't necessarily doing. He wasn't doing heists. I thought he was going to be doing heists. It makes sense for him to be doing. Yeah, training montage makes sense.
And
I know that.
Him breaking into like Hank Pym's house, that was heist.
That was a heist, but that was more of a robbery.
It was technically a heist. He had to take a lot of consideration.
He did have to take a lot of consideration, but at the same time, he only did 2.5 heists.
True. Yeah.
I wasn't expecting the whole film just to be heists, and I'm not saying I'm taking points off it because it wasn't what I expected. It's fine if a film doesn't do what you expected.
The middle heist, whilst it was an interesting scene, I did kind of feel like it lacked not actually having a heist bit there.
No, because it was just like, here's Falcon, he fought Falcon, and you didn't even see him. How the fuck did he get that thing anyway?
Get what thing?
Thing,
yeah. Once he was thrown in the thing, I presume, he just...
Like, what the fuck did he do? Did he stop time? Did he go chaos control? Like, because literally, they go in the building, and then Falcon gets thrown out. In what space of time did he pick up that thing? I understand, okay, maybe he knew where it was.
Maybe they just left it on a shelf or something.
Yeah, in what space of time did he have time to shrink, grab it, and then punch him at the same time within the space of, like, what, 10 seconds?
Yeah. I mean, whilst I thought the scene was fun...
Oh, it was funny, yeah.
It was actually including a Avengers character that wasn't massive, so
No, which is fine.
yeah. So it was a nice little nod, nice, and it wasn't too much, but it did take away from the heist thing. That's one of my problems.
Yeah, I mean, I have no problems with the final act. The final act was fantastic.
Yeah.
That was like Edgar Wright right there. It was like, oh, Edgar's film. But I think the film really suffered from Identity Crisis, because I honestly feel that they looked at his script and went, fuck, we cannot top that. We don't have Edgar here. Do your best. And I think the director did his best. I think he did a good job of what he had and what he clearly couldn't do.
Yeah.
Because I already know Marvel was like, don't do that. Put this in here.
Okay. What did you think of the suitcase bit?
Suitcase bit?
Yeah. When they're like falling out of the chopper.
Oh, that was funny.
Yeah. That's one of my favourite moments from the film.
They were playing, was it The Cure?
Disintegration by The Cure. Yeah, I absolutely love that.
It was a nice touch. I mean, things like that are great. I mean, I bit weird they had that product placement for the Apple. It was like, Apple's so powerful, even an ant can use it. I doubt that's the advert.
Yeah.
But I mean, the whole thing with the smoothie store was really annoying.
See, that's the thing. I didn't get that because I didn't even know it was a real store.
It is.
I didn't know. My brother apparently knew, but he'd never really heard much of it. I had no idea. I thought it was a joke just made for the film.
And they should have done a joke. What they should have done is they should have done like Black Widow's Berries or something like that. That would have been a much better joke.
Or at least
to go into the fact that, oh yeah, the Avengers, they're really profitable now.
Or maybe there's a store that's actually in the Marvel Universe, like comics, that they could have made reference to.
I just think, because they spent too much time with it, and the fact, it wasn't like, I don't know, it wasn't like, oh, he was working at the store and then as he's, the scene when he's leaving, it was that brand. It was just, he's working there, he promotes it to high hell, the boss works there, the logo is clearly everywhere. Some fairly bad product placement, I must say. It's not as bad as some other films I've seen, but that took me out of the film a bit, because I was kind of like, huh?
See, because I didn't even know it was real. I was just like, oh, okay, it's some weird name to place, haha.
That's fine. I mean, most people probably don't know. I mean, it could be much worse. It could be fucking Starbucks. Yeah,
if it was Starbucks, that would have been an issue, but because it's a relatively unknown, considering I have no idea what it is.
It's technically, it's not unknown. I would just say it's not well known.
Yeah, because it's not that well known. It's not as bad as some of the other like product placement in other films.
Yes, they could have done much worse.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really like the villain because it's painfully obvious he's the villain.
It wasn't. I didn't know they were trying to hide he was a villain. It was obvious from the start. They weren't trying to hide it.
Yeah, but it was just like, but they tried to. Well, they did. Not in the sense they tried to. They clearly were like, I don't know. I guess the scene when he kills that guy is supposed to be surprising, and I was like, not really. He clearly put a hit on him when he touched his shoulder.
I didn't think it was supposed to be surprising. I just thought it was like, yeah, this guy's crossed the limit now. This is the limit. He's gone past it.
Well, you could tell the dude was... No, you couldn't tell he was crazy, but you could tell he was the villain.
He was a bit messed up.
And I was just like, okay, not seen that before. Obvious villain is obvious.
Yeah, but I never saw.
But they didn't play on that neither. They didn't play on any other idea of, you didn't have a scene. They could have easily had a scene where it's like, oh, this dude's a real bad guy. They were just like, oh, I think he's going to do something bad. It was just the whole thing of, oh, I don't think he knows what he's messing with.
Well, it's the thing when he ends up going after Scott Lang's daughter. It's like, oh shit, this guy's actually he's going there, and it doesn't need to be this massive I'm destroying the galaxy stuff. It's I'm gonna hurt your little girl because you're fucking with my stuff.
I'm sure Hydra would have
possibly
taken that shit straight to space.
But yeah, I saw him as a credible villain. He's probably one of the best villains in the Marvel.
One of the better ones, yes. I will say that.
Other than Loki and Kingpin, because they actually have character and motives.
Don't know the Kingpin, but sure. Well, Kingpin is just a great character in general.
Yeah.
But,
and in my opinion, unfortunately, spoilers, just in case you haven't already.
Was this Daredevil?
Oh no, for Ant-Man.
We've already initiated
I know, but some people might get over, but Darren Cross dying, I felt was a bit too much. Considering, like...
Who's that?
Yellow Jacket.
Oh.
Yeah. But him dying, it was kind of like... you're killing off all your villains, even the ones that are actually interesting.
Yeah, even the ones who have never died within the comic book history, like Rowan the Accuser.
Yeah.
I was watching that with Obsidian, and he was like, "Oh, I'm surprised they killed him off because that guy doesn't die."
Yeah, but Ronan had nothing. He was just, I'm bad.
So, I'm not trying to say, he should have lived at the end of it. I'm just saying it was like,
but they're killing off all their villains, which, I mean, Ultron didn't need to die. Yellow Jacket didn't need to die. I mean, the only reason Loki isn't dead because people fucking love him.
He died horribly. He got destroyed.
He didn't die. Loki didn't die.
No, I was talking about the guy in the Yellow Jacket.
Yeah, he got completely dismantled. His body went messed up, and I feel like that was a bit too much. Like, whilst he was evil, he wasn't that bad to have his own body wrecked.
He had a Disney death where it's actually surprisingly fucking horrific. But you don't quite see the blood.
Yeah.
So, you feel like all the deaths in Disney, they are fairly horrific.
Yeah.
It's just there's no blood, and they just don't address it too much. But I think we should probably talk about the final scene, the heist scene, which definitely encompassed everything good about the film, other than the special effects, which were on point.
Yeah, they were very well done.
They had a somewhat cartoony aesthetic, which I thought really helped the film just kind of get this whole adventure superhero kind of feel to it, which worked in its favor. And you know, the whole scenes where he's on the ground and stuff like that, talking to the ants, knowing them, really becoming the Ant-Man.
Yeah, exactly.
Was great. And then the final heist scene, having it all work out perfectly, and then the final kind of showdown, which takes place within his child's like toy room. Yeah. Where they're basically fighting on a train. You've got this really funny like comparison between just lasers, I'm gonna kill you, explosions, and it just boils down to pew, 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 pew. Yeah. It's just very silliness basically.
If you look at it, like comparing it to other, let's say, big like blockbuster superhero films, you don't need to have it some massive battle everywhere. No. With buildings being destroyed, Man of Steel, you can have it as a small thing. Yeah. Contained within a personal environment.
I wish more films kind of did that. I mean, there were definitely stakes, but they were more personal stakes. Yeah, exactly. It wasn't like, after a point, it was just like, no, I want to kill you. No, I want to kill you.
It's, I'm going to go after your daughter. You messed up my stuff. That kind of stuff.
Basically, and I mean, it was great to see, you know, just that scene which got the biggest laugh, where like the LFC just gets hit by Thomas, and he's like, oh no, he gets hit, and his card falls over the catch, and he's like, alright, that was perfectly done. And also making the Thomas the Tank Engine truck fucking huge. Yeah. Just pretty funny. I know there was a child in the background who wouldn't shut up, but at the same time kind of said, oh, that's actually pretty creepy. And I'm like, yeah, Thomas's face is pretty damn creepy.
And then they showed Thomas the Tank Engine enough for it to be funny and not enough to get annoying.
Everyone knows what Thomas the Tank Engine is, because it's a train. There was no point in them just trying to make their own weird face thing. Yeah. It makes sense. I don't know what they're going to do with that huge toy train of him, but and also the fact that they're keeping a pet ant.
Oh, the giant ant! I was so happy with that.
So odd.
It was great. The fact that it's like a little pet, it's so cool. And I'm happy Cassie Lang was in this. We got to have a superhero who isn't completely family devoid. Yeah, he actually has a daughter and an ex-wife. It was different.
An ex-wife?
Yeah, his daughter and his ex-wife, and his ex-wife is like with this other guy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry, I was thinking of something else. Oh. Yeah, it made sense. I mean, it's one of the stronger aesthetics of that. I loved all the high scenes, the bits with his roommates, and the just the relationship he had with a lot of the characters. The acting and the relationship was fine. I just think everything else just kind of felt flat and could have been much better. There was a better film here. I just think it got bogged down with Disney's agenda. Right, okay. Personally, I think that spoiled it overall.
See, I didn't see too much of the Disney like agenda in there, other than like one line being, "I'm from Hydra," which I had no problem with.
And we need to call the Avengers, and the Avengers exist.
The calling the Avengers, I thought that was a joke, because it was like one of those things of, in the other films, why don't they do that? It's like, why don't we call the Avengers? And it's like, no, because all this shit would go wrong. I thought that was a nice nod, like, it was good. And then The fact that there were no Infinity Stones ultimately makes this good, in my opinion.
I thought they were gonna do it.
I was
when
happy
I'm trying to think of the scene when he goes supernova.
I
Thought they were gonna do it.
Subatomic.
Excuse me. They didn't. I was fine with that. It's just but they're obviously setting up with the Hank Pym's daughter becoming the Wasp, which was painfully obvious.
I'm happy with that though.
I am too. Yeah,
I mean, if people have read the comics, then they know she becomes like a Wasp kind of character anyway. So I think she becomes the giant woman's stature. So, and then Scott Lang's daughter in the comics becomes Stinger, which is basically Wasp.
Okay.
But yeah.
And then I don't know, the end scene after the credits, because there was two. There was one where like you find out Wasp. The fuck was that?
Oh, that's the thing. I actually thought that was a nice little joke setup thing. It's like obviously Winter Soldier's arm trapped in a vice. Don't know why. And then Captain America's like, oh shit, we need to sort this problem out. And then Falcon's like, I know a guy. And it's like, yeah, Ant-Man. And it's the picking the kind of sides, and obviously him not like, we can't trust Stark. It's like, there's already a divide amongst the heroes.
Yeah, so, there was that somewhat mutiny, which is, they're really bigging up Winter Soldier 2.
Yeah.
Sorry, Winter Soldier 3, excuse me.
Well, Winter Soldier is... in the comics, he becomes Captain America once Steve Rogers dies, and considering the title, I still think Steve Rogers is going to die. So Winter Soldier might become a new Captain America, or just take over his spot. I mean, Falcon has also been Captain America, so...
Yeah, everyone's been Captain America, though, because he always fucking dies.
And then comes back.
He just dies all the time. Everyone's been Captain America. Even I've been Captain America.
So am I.
But I don't think people are ready for my Captain America, because they'll be like, oh no. Can't handle this loudmouth Captain America. I was joking. But overall, I thought the film was alright.
I think it's one of the better Marvel Cinematic Universe films. It's on, like, the top of them.
Like, I think it's alright.
Yeah.
And I think it's not bad. It's not shit. It's a decent film. I was just personally disappointed with it. I thought, like I said before, there was obviously a better film in Edgar Wright's original vision for it, but unfortunately that's not what happens. But and also before we kind of end this spoiler chat, the scene where Hank Pym is talking to his daughter about what happened to his mother, the backstory between her, just that kind of emotional scene where they kind of just sit down and talk, and that Ferret fell asleep during that.
Oh my god.
Yes, he did.
Oh, that's funny.
He fell asleep during that. I'm not sure if he was tired or bored, but...
I'm guessing he was tired.
I think he was tired because I think once... I don't know if he intentionally went to sleep, but after that scene he was back.
Yeah. It must have been tired.
Back in the land of the living. But, so, spoilers done. We'll move on to other segments. So we have one in particular. Do you want to start this or should I start this? It's up to you.
Yeah, so, hey Raccoon.
Hey Ace.
Guess what I've been watching?
What have you been watching, man?
Well, yet again, because it's me, I've been watching two things.
Okay.
I recently went to see, I'm not sure if it's been out in cinemas before, if this was special, but the film Eden.
Eden, yes.
Yeah. Which is a film about the 90s... like a garage?
House. There are a house and garage.
Yeah, house garage, like kind of rave-ish scene in the 90s in France.
Yes.
With it was very fun. It was nice documentary-ish style, despite being very it was cinematic, but it seemed like it was actually telling the true story instead of we're just gonna party.
Party like it's 1984. Yeah. That kind of stuff. Yeah.
But yeah, it was actually telling a proper story, and then as it goes on, it's like, hey, if you actually do DJing, maybe this is what might happen, in a way. What,
in the sense of just doing it in general, or gaining fame, or what? What are we talking about?
I can't really say because it's spoilers. But
okay.
Yeah, it's good film. It wasn't too long, which it didn't overstay its welcome.
Okay, so it wasn't 4 hours like a Michael Bay film.
No. And it was very enjoyable. Good soundtrack as well. If you enjoy the music,
I imagine, yeah.
If you really like music, you will like it.
Yeah, I've been listening to the soundtrack. They definitely spoke to DJs and understand that kind of scene to some extent. I mean, it's not too surprising to some extent, but it's still good. It's the songs you want to hear.
I actually found out it's the director of the film or writer of it. It's kind of based on her brother's life. Mm-hmm. So obviously the whole knowing of the music as well actually coming from her brother. Okay. Because he was actually doing DJing.
That makes sense. It's like Tajiri, he's kind of like a DJ and a producer as well. Recently released his debut album last year. He mainly got into disco and dance music because I think he's a Scandinavian or something like that. Okay. And he got introduced to music just through her playing some disco music.
Oh, nice.
And now he's like very much disco inspired. So that's just one example.
Yeah. But also, I've been watching a show which is called Danger 5.
Danger 5. It sounds like a rip-off of Big Hero 6, but okay.
No, you know the whole kind of like Thunderbirds or the like Fox Force 5 like kind of jokes in like Kill Bill.
Super Monkey Action Force Go, stuff like that.
Yeah, kind of that, where it's like a group of like international agents. You got like the American who's all brash and patriotic. You got the two English ones who are like really smart and well spoken.
I see.
You got the Russian girl who's like a badass, and then the French guy who's constantly picking up women. Yeah, it's
all the stereotypes. Yeah.
Yeah, it's set in 1960s World War II. That's all basically it. 1960s World War II, and the mission is kill Hitler.
Is it a film?
No, it's a TV show.
Okay.
Yeah, 7 episodes for the first series, and one you can watch on YouTube, which is the prequel episode.
Okay.
And it includes stop-motion dinosaurs, Atlantis, Diamond Girls, and drink recipes.
Drink recipes?
Yeah.
Interesting. So is it all-round a comedy?
Yes, it is a hilarious comedy, and it's filmed in the styles of like a 60s show.
So it sounds like what Sucker Punch probably should have been about.
Yeah.
If it had... Maybe we should have switched around the budgets.
Yeah. But it's very fun. The creators of this, their previous web show was called Italian Spider-Man, which, if you've seen that, it is very funny. So
where is it being... where can people watch exactly?
It's on Netflix, as far as I know.
As an exclusive series?
I think so. I could be wrong here, but it's very fun, and the second series is on there as well.
Okay, so that's good. So just something else, just completely random and just odd to watch, I guess. Would you recommend it?
I highly recommend it. It is hilarious and stupid and fun.
Same with Eden?
Yes, same with Eden.
Okay, because that film is in somewhat limited showings in this country. But hopefully if that interests you, that'll be fine. Hey Ace.
Hey Raccoon.
Guess what I've been watching as well?
What have you been watching?
I've been watching a little known cartoon known as Steven Universe.
Oh, nice.
Yes, I've been watching it for a while, but unfortunately stopped due to moving house.
Yeah.
But I finished this season. I'm up to date. I'm on episode 67, if anyone really needs to know the current time of this recording. So I've pretty much up to date, and I'm not going to say too much about it because I am going to do a video about it. But so far I'm really enjoying this series as just a general cartoon. I mean, I'm not sure what's happened to cartoons over the last couple of years, but people have really stepped up.
Yeah, they've really started improving lately.
Especially Cartoon Network. They've been taking a lot more risks of lately. Just hiring, just getting and hiring just crazy out there cartoons. I don't think Cartoon Network could have predicted how big of a success Adventure Time would have been. I mean, that's like the new Simpsons right now. Yeah. You know, both good at its time. Doesn't seem to be ending anytime soon, and has completely dived off the deep end in terms of quality.
Yeah.
But Steven Universe is actually coming from Adventure Time, as it is the creation of Rebecca Sugar, who worked on a lot of the storyboards, music, and is the creator of the whole Fiona and Cake idea, which is the gender reverse. That's her idea.
Yeah, okay.
And I think she's pretty much behind every song to do with Marcelina.
Okay.
So she is obviously a major part when it comes to Adventure Time.
Yeah. And
she's done her own show, which kind of has a few of those elements. Steven Universe basically takes place in this kind of beach town, beach city.
Yeah, beach city.
Where you have Steven, our main character, and he has these beings known as the Crystal Gems, who essentially are there to save the Earth. and pretty much become like these guardians to Earth. That's until like the main plot kicks in. But I'm trying to avoid spoilers at the moment.
Yeah.
The show is not laugh out loud hilarious, but it does have its jokes. The characters are well known by having a small cast. A lot of shows are doing smaller, tightly knit characters. Because the other three gems that Steven is with being Garnet,
Amethyst,
and was it
Pearl.
Diamond? Pearl? How does Pokemon go again? No, Pearl. And Pearl, each having their own kind of characteristics. Garnet being this cool, chillax, badass character who takes inspiration from soul and funk music from the 70s to 80s.
She's one of the only stoic characters in any fiction ever that I've actually really enjoyed. She's very well written.
Yeah, she does have somewhat of a deadpan delivery, but always works out.
Yeah.
We have Amethyst, who's kind of like this outgoing,
very childish
character. She's definitely the baby of the group.
Yeah.
Has actual she is somewhat based off Lumpy Space Princess. Rebecca Sugar has stated yes, she's inspired by that, hence why she's purple. So all the drawings of them together, that's somewhat canon to some extent.
Okay.
She's just the outgoing character, and you got Pearl, who is the somewhat paranoid, worrisome mother of the characters, who I think a lot of people find are very annoying.
That's
understandable.
I can understand. I mean, obviously don't want to get into any spoilers here, but starting up, she was a little bit annoyed, but she does grow on you.
Oh, she makes sense. I really like her as a character. They're all distinct enough, and there's a lot of great moments. The loose plot from where it starts to get into, because obviously you're going to wonder what is up with these beings, these crystal gems, what's up with that, and obviously you'll start to wonder and ask yourself questions about the series, but it definitely begins to answer questions. It's not too much of a mystery towards it. Overall, I'd say it's one of the better things on TV at the moment right now, to be fair. I mean, I think it's only second next to Gravity Falls, personally. Yeah. Because they're on par to some extent, but I think Gravity Falls just... It's in a better position where it knows 100% what it's doing. I mean, much like Gravity Falls with Alex Hirsch, the creator, he has an ending for this series. He knows how it's going to end, and he knows what's going to happen. I think Rebecca Sugar does, but I don't think we're going to see that anytime soon as the series has been confirmed for a third season, which is great for everyone. I just really hope this show doesn't become the next Adventure Time.
Yeah, I hope it doesn't just become like really long and too overdone, and it doesn't have its actual end.
So far the show's been flawless, much like Gravity Falls.
Really fun.
Yes.
Very heartwarming, actually.
Oh yeah, the show is definitely ahead of its time. I mean, same with Gravity Falls.
Yeah.
That's what I say. It's like it's what's going on with cartoons? It's like why are people putting an effort in making these good shows?
They're becoming good again.
I mean, just for the record, if you also want other good cartoons, have a look at Star vs. the Force of Evil, BoJack Horseman, Rick and Morty, just to name a few cartoons that are just awesome. They didn't need to be.
I'm still waiting for my non-canon Steven Universe Gravity Falls crossover.
It could happen. I mean, if we had a crossover within Steven Universe, it could happen. I mean, I'm sure there's some kind of drawing of Gravity Falls meets Steven Universe.
Yeah, I need it to happen. It'd just be cool, like Steven and Mabel and Dipper. It'd be just fun.
It would make a lot of sense. I don't think it will happen, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But some crossovers within Steven Universe would make sense, especially as soon as they've established something within Steven Universe where it could happen. But show's great. I would highly recommend it if you're looking for a cartoon in general to watch, or you just have Cartoon Network and you love watching it. But I will say, if you are watching on Cartoon Network, try and at least watch in episodic order.
Yes.
Just buy it on iTunes and watch in that order, or hopefully, I'm pretty sure after the second season is finished, they will release on DVD. That might be the more preferred way to watch it, I believe.
So you know what they should do for the marketing?
What?
For each of the seasons, have the crystal gems.
That's what they did with Adventure Time on DVD. They had a stylistic interpretation of each character on the front cover, but in England they decided, no, don't do that. Just put a generic image on there. Not a generic image, but do your own artwork. It doesn't flow as well.
Okay, that's kind of weird.
Bit odd that they were like, they made us wait like 3 extra years before releasing on DVD. I mean, there's like 8 seasons of Adventure Time, and they've only released the second one on DVD. But yeah, they could probably do that, but I think they'd have enough characters. Since I think Steven Universe will have a 4-season run.
Yeah.
I hate saying things like that, but I think that's the case.
Then you can have Steven's face.
They could do. They could do Steven's face, Pearl, Garnet, Amethyst. They could, especially with Garnet's one, would be very interesting, especially if it's on 2 discs.
Yeah, exactly.
But
if they've got 2 more seasons after, you know.
They could do that. You know, somehow getting all 3 of a certain edition of all 3 of the gems, it could make like a special version of the DVD. That'd be pretty cool. But foreshadowing aside, that brings us to pretty much the end of the podcast, and that brings us to the video of the week. And I couldn't really find anything worthwhile being the video of the week. Not that I'm saying there wasn't anything that caught my attention, so I guess we can only put video of the week as question mark.
I actually have one. You could put Danger 5's prequel episode that is on YouTube.
Well, then it's done.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's going to be the video of the week, so that you guys can actually have a look at it. And I might put in a little few seconds of Steven Universe as well. Maybe I can think of a particular scene involving a crocodile that might be in the description as well. But yeah, so other than that, that pretty much wraps up episode 15. We should be back in about 2 weeks or so. And also, while the next podcast is coming out, there should be another video uploaded to this channel. So hopefully you guys will enjoy that.
All that extra content, enjoy.
I wouldn't say extra content, just more content in general. I mean, I have time, so it's probably best I create it and then stockpile it for when I'm working 7 jobs just to make, just to pay the rent.
One for every day of the week.
Maybe. Well, hopefully not. I don't think anyone wants to be in a position. Not unless it's 7 jobs you really want to do in your life, then that would make sense.
I'll be a dog hugger for my Saturday job.
You'd have to have some kind of credible power. You'd have to be on the level of the dog whisperer, stuff like that. It's like, oh, my dog, he's misbehaving, and just hug the dog and he's fine, or something like that.
I am the dog whisperer.
That's the new series, UK.
Yeah.
UK
Ace,
edition.
dog whisperer.
It's the UK edition. That's 9 PM, Channel 4. Starting September 21st. Anyway.
2029.
Anyway, that's going to end the podcast. Like always, I'll end it with I am the Angry Raccoon.
And I am Ace, dog whisperer.
And we'll see you on the next one.
Auf Wiedersehen. You know, I really enjoyed driving in the Deadpool movie.
What do you mean?
I was driving. Deadpool was one that didn't kill me.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah.
Well, I weren't here last week. It was very fun.
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds is hilarious.
I imagine he was on set.
Yeah, just like chimichangas everywhere.